Hi y'all, welcome to Petite Weaver Crafts episode 29. I'm recording here today on January 12th, 2017. Thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. Lady is in my lap as you saw, so sorry if you hear a little bit of rustling from her. She's feeling very needy. There's a storm going on outside, so she's going to stay here for a little bit. So for today, I have some stash, some finished objects, and of course a ton of works in progress, as well as a few events that I will be going to in the near future. So let's get started. So first up is stash. I didn't get any yarn for Christmas, so I ended up purchasing some from Knitpicks. They had a sale on their Hawthorne yarn in their speckled and semi-tonal colorway set. So I couldn't pass up on the deal. So here are the 4 skeins of speckled yarn. This one is called Cosmic Speckle, Aquatic Speckle. This one is Graffiti. And this last one here is called Confetti. These two are pretty similar, and these two are pretty similar to each other. The Hawthorne base is just your basic fingering weight yarn that is 80% superwash merino, 20% polyamide. So I figured these would be great gift socks since you don't have to worry about hand washing and stuff. As part of the value set that I got, it came with these 4 speckled skeins as well as these 4 semi-solid skeins. This yellow one here is called Compass. The pink one, pinkish magenta color one, is called Turkish Delight. This one, this lovely kind of green color is called Poseidon. This dark gray black color is called Blackbird. Very pretty. I really like the jewel toneness of this. And they each kind of go with the speckled skeins. So I would probably pair the Confetti skein with the Turkish Delight as a contrasty heel and toe if I would like, or this Confetti one with the Compass. Aquatic with Poseidon. And then Cosmic with Blackbird. I think that's kind of how they put the set together, but I really like the colors, and you can't pass up on a great deal on yarn, so that's all the yarn that I got. I probably will be going on a little bit of a yarn diet because of an event that I'm going to later next month. So moving on to finished objects. So I finished a few other of the pussy hats that I mentioned before. I cranked out another 2 to be sent off. So that makes my total number of hats to 7 hats total that I'm sending off to Washington. Today is pretty much the last day to post-date these hats, so I'll be sending this batch to the collection center for the Women's March on Washington, and then I'll go ahead and continue to knit some more for the Women's March in LA. So yeah, if you guys are planning to go to the Women's March in LA, please let me know in the comments down below or message me on Instagram because I really would like to meet some of you guys if possible. I may have some extra hats with me as well. So next up for finished objects is a pair of Loch mitts. And this is a pattern by Tincanknits. So here, can you see? This pattern has you knit 2 of the exact same mitts. So that's why you kind of have holes on both sides of your hands, which doesn't seem super practical to me, but the pattern is super gorgeous. I've knit a hat out of this pattern before. And the yarn that I ended up using is Material Culture Fiber Arts in the white sage colorway, and this is on her Mongolian base, which is a merino cashmere nylon. And yeah, the color is just super gorgeous. I actually knit the child size because I have very small hands, and last time I knit the hat, I knit a adult small medium, and it's actually way too big for my head. So I went ahead and knit the child size for the mitts, and I'll be knitting the child size for my hat as well. Yeah, I was worried they weren't going to fit as I was knitting them because this is what they look like unblocked. It looks pretty stinking silly, but once you have it on, it stretches out, and I'll be blogging these pretty soon, so at least they sit in a more normal shape. They crinkle up really bad because there's a little purl stitch panel on each side. Alrighty, that's it for my finished objects. So up next is works in progress. I have a lot of works in progress to show you guys. First up is the Boxy sweater that is knit up with my overdyed yarn. Last time I left you guys, I was down here at the stitch marker, And now I probably got another 6 inches on this thing done. I haven't been working on it a ton. Like I said, work has been a little bit crazy. And I also got distracted by my next work in progress, which is the Find Your Fade shawl by Andrea Mowry. You guys have probably seen this. It's been really popular all over Instagram. The shawl is a ombre shawl that you can use multiple skeins of variegated yarns and transition from one color through to a totally different color, and it kind of helps you de-stash and use up those kind of crazy color skeins of yarn that you may not normally pair together. I kind of picked a slightly boring route. I ended up deciding to use the gradient set that I purchased from Seven Sisters Arts, and it is the Transition Metals colorway. So here you see the Transition Metals colorway. It's these kind of solid gray colored balls. I already started using the first color from the set. I combined it with my hedgehog fibers, skinny singles that I purchased, as well as a couple of mini skeins included in here. My color changes are different from the pattern because I wanted to incorporate those mini skeins to kind of help me transition from one color to the other. So here's the shawl so far. I started with my hedgehog fibers skinny singles here, and this kind of lovely natural color with the speckles. And then here in this garter section panel here, I transitioned through 3 different colors. So I transitioned out of this first color and into the second, this mini skein of SpunRightRound, and the colorway was Clairvoyant. This is all I have left. And then I transitioned into my Material Culture Fiber Arts, and this is in the Inner Diva colorway. And then I transitioned into the first color of my Seven Sisters Transition Metals Gradient, which is this kind of light gray color, which is what I ended up using for this lace section. So now I am finishing up the 7th section and starting to transition into this mini skein, which is from Lynai yarns, and it's a Harry Potter colorway. And I can't quite remember what the name of it was. But then once I'm done with that, I will go back into another Seven Sisters Arts gradient. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Transitions are really, really nice, and it's going to be a pretty big shawl. It requires at least 1,500 yards. And I decided to go with the gradient, the Transition Metals gradient, because I realized that I don't have any slightly neutral colored neck accessories. All of my shawls and scarves and stuff are all pretty brightly colored, and this isn't like completely neutral either, but it's more neutral than some of the other shawls that I have. So I thought this would be great for the pattern, and of course it makes the transition from one color to the other much easier since it's already a gradient. But I will probably be making more than one of these, honestly. The knitting has been really fun, and the lace patterning on here is pretty simple and easy to memorize as well. You should definitely check out the hashtag Find Your Fade. There's been some super amazing color palettes that people are using, so it's been a lot of fun to see. Last but not least for my works in progress is a tiny little baby vertebrae sweater. I can't get over how cute this is just because it's so small. I just finished the raglan increases on the side, and then I'm just knitting the body now. But if you haven't seen this pattern before, it is a basic kind of raglan shaped sweater with a nice little collar around it, but it doesn't overlap in the front. The idea being that if a baby is like crawling on the ground, you don't want a bunch of fabric in the way. And in addition to when they throw up or make a mess, it's usually right in the front. So this sweater is just kind of covering their arms to keep them warm and everything like that. But the plan is to make the baby sweater as well as an adult size sweater. This is not for me. This is for a really good friend who's about to have a baby in a few months. She lives in Colorado, and she's probably the only friend that I have that would really get a chance to wear knitted garments a lot. So I wanted to give her a matching set for mama and baby, and I picked a very neutral color. But yeah, I thought that a matching mama and baby vertebrae set would be really adorable. So hopefully I'll get this out to her soon. Oh, I'm knitting this with just some Knitpicks Swish worsted, which is also another superwash yarn. I figured with babies, you probably will want to wash a lot, and I didn't want to burden them too much with like a hand wash only garment. Yeah, so that's it for my works in progress. So the events that I alluded to earlier this episode is that I finally made the decision that I will be going to Stitches West. I'm probably not going to be taking any classes there, but I will be going with a few of my knitting friends from around LA. And hopefully I'll see you guys there. I think Stitches lasts from the 23rd through the 27th. I will be going that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only. I'm super excited. This is my first Stitches event that I will be going to, and of course hanging out for a full weekend with a bunch of knitty friends is going to be an amazing time. So if you guys are planning on going, please let me know, and I definitely want to meet you guys. So thank you so much for watching this week, and I look forward to seeing some of you guys in person hopefully pretty soon. So until next week, I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Not super happy that I just woke her up to see you guys.